Welcome to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man. Now, the goal of this was never to be a monologue, but rather a dialogue, and encourage you to have dialogues of your own. So I'm privileged to be joined by Academy Award winner, but more importantly, father of three, Matthew McConaughey. But Matthew, why are you here?
I'll tell you why I'm here, Emmanuel. I'm here to learn, share, listen, understand. Here to discuss some common grounds between us, but also expose differences between us. Here to have a conversation. Yeah. Hopefully promote more conversations, and with the end goal being that we take the time we're in now and constructively turn a page in history through some righteous and justifiable change.
That is always my goal. Before we get to our own dialogue, I have to address something for y'all, because so many have asked, do I say black people or African American? And the simple and shortest answer is black, because it's not only most accurate, it's also least offensive. Keep in mind, not all black people in America are African. There are Jamaicans, there are Cubans, but also there's some black people that don't identify as African because that heritage got stripped from them during slavery. So just a quick short answer. I know so many of y'all asked that question, but Matthew, let's talk.
Well, this is another reason why I'm here. Like your last episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man, I watched that and it gave me new context. It gave me some new insight. It made me think of the why, not the how, which I think is a lot of what you're unpacking, and hopefully we can unpack today with the why, individually. Mm-hmm. And I was telling you, I'm big on values, and I feel them deteriorating across the board. How, someone like me, how can I do better as a human? How can I do better as a man? How can I do better as a white man?
That's powerful. That's how you put me on the spot. I'm gonna be honest with you, because that's what we're here for, to have uncomfortable conversations. You have to acknowledge that there's a problem, so that you can take more ownership for the problem. The first step to acknowledging it is sitting in this chair right here across from a black man and being like, okay, I may not be talking about you, Emmanuel Acho, but I may be talking about people who look like you. Individually, you have to acknowledge implicit bias. You have to acknowledge that you'll see a black man and for whatever reason, you will view them more of a threat than you will a white man. Probably because society told you to. You have to acknowledge that if there are two people with equal resumes, studies show that the person with the white-sounding name is twice as likely to get a call back as a person with a black-sounding name. You're a very successful man who probably has several people under you. Are you a part of that statistical problem? Are you looking at a resume saying, they sound a little too hood for me? You know, so I think individually, we must each fix the problem, because I believe that individuals, they affect the houses, and the houses, they affect the cities, and the cities affect the states, and the states affect the nation, and the nation affects the world. Exactly. So individually, you have to acknowledge, maybe I do have a bias, and fix it.
Yep. Is Black Lives Matter a banner for now? Yes. But is it a banner that is a bridge, do you think, to take us to, when we see Black Lives Matter and we understand that and it's all agreed on, then we can wave the flag of all lives matter, but not until?
I think it's not until. For example, right now we are facing the world's greatest pandemic since the Spanish flu. We all know that. Coronavirus, COVID-19. Right now we're focused on finding a remedy for that illness. We're focused on finding a remedy for that strain of the flu. That's not to say that cancer doesn't matter. It's not to say that HIV doesn't matter. It's not to say that ALS doesn't matter. All those things still matter, but right now, the coronavirus is killing people. And so in the same token, Matthew, that's what I propose, is that once we get these black lives that are being ended unjustly handled by the grace of God, if we can get those handled through conversations like these, and I hope that y'all at home are having, then we can be at a point to focus on everything else. But remember, you walked in here with the mask. You walked in here with Clorox. Why? Because there's a virus going on.
A specific
one, too. A specific virus that is imminently ending lives. And that's the same thing going on in the world. There's a virus. It's just of the mind. It's not of the body.
Heard. Equality. The definition of equality. What equality is and what is equality not. It's been an American issue forever, and we continue to work and grow and evolve and debate what the definition of equality should be. Is there unilateral equality? There's diverse equality. It's a topic that I don't know that we can answer right now, but I'd love to hear your opinion on it.
I do not think that there is such a thing as equality in America. The wake of slavery is still hitting African Americans. When you get on a boat, whether you're in Lake Austin here, 10 minutes from here, or anywhere in the ocean, if you get on a boat, there is a wake that follows the boat. And although you might not still be driving the boat, there are African Americans getting smacked by the wake left of slavery. Well, Acho, what is that wake? And that's what we talked about. Systemic injustice, poor school systems, voter suppression. There's a wake. And so that's why things aren't equal. Only because there's still a wake from slavery. Don't feel guilty, just acknowledge.
Heard. I heard this term the other day, and I'd never heard it before. And I went, what? And talked to this person, he explained it to me. White allergies. White allergies that by where we were raised and how we were raised in our history growing up, there's certain just imported obvious ways that we're prejudiced in ways that we don't even understand. We got white allergies and may not even know it. And so I was sitting there, looking at my own life, and I sit there and I go, all right, now me. Longview High School was over 50% Black. I applied to Grambling. I was the first white to ever work at Catfish Station, an all-blues, black blues bar on 6th Street. I am married to a non-white immigrant. I have Black friends all through my life and still do. But what prejudices may I have via white allergies that I may not even be aware of?
Let me ask you this, actually, since you brought it up before I respond. Has this situation in our world, or my video, brought out any white allergies that you never saw? Did you have any white allergies that were in your blind spots?
It exposed ways of looking at things in a way that, maybe I didn't see the other side of the coin. As I started off with some of the context you put things in, even very simple things that are like obvious math of, yes, whites and blacks can all have it hard, but whites have never had it harder because of the color of their skin. That's an obvious thing. Now, I maybe realized that, but I never looked at that side of the coin until you brought it up, and I'm like, aha. And so it's a very simple thing. So maybe there's just more that I would say for me, more that I'm diving deeper into how I'm looking at things and how I'm looking at myself. How I can learn more, see things from your side more, see things from the Black side more, so I can just so I can get a 4-dimensional view here. Because inherently, maybe I had to some extent, I've been living in a way where I didn't quite see all sides as clear as I could have.
The greatest white allergy that we see played out as Black people, practically one of the greatest, backhanded compliments. Let me tell you what I mean. I went to an affluent high school in Dallas, Texas, St. Mark's. And when I was a kid, they would all say, Acho, you don't even talk like you're Black. Or, Acho, you're like an Oreo, Black on the outside, white on the inside. Or, you don't even dress like you're Black. I didn't realize how offensive that was at the time. It wasn't until I realized, wait a second, you were assuming that Black people don't sound educated. You were assuming that to be Black, I have to wear a do-rag or a wave cap and be sagging my pants. You are assuming something about Black people, and I contradict that assumption. And as a result, I am not Black. And so I think white allergies play themselves out practically in backhanded compliments. Get this one. You're so pretty for a Black girl. So that's to imply that being Black, I shouldn't be pretty.
It's the for the Black girl.
Yes.
For a Black man part that becomes the allergy you don't see. Wait, you just gave me the backhanded indirect compliment. It was good with you're so pretty or you sound so smart.
But then you say for this. I mean, and I think that the reason, McConaughey, that it's a white allergy is because white people don't recognize it.
Right.
My high school kids, they meant nothing by it. But now all of a sudden it's like, no, that's not a compliment at all.
Heard. Some people have white flu. All right. Like, listen to this quote. A quote came out the other day from a white woman that said, none of this stuff would have happened with George Floyd if we just wouldn't have abolished slavery.
What?
Yeah. What? So You hear that and you go, oh, how asinine. What decade, century, who are you living? Where did that come from?
We're not that far removed from slavery, from Jim Crow laws. We're not. So many people are like, it's 2020. Slavery was such a long time ago. The University of Texas athletic football program wasn't integrated until the late 60s. I played at Texas. You're one of the most notable, biggest, most passionate Texas fans. We are not that far removed. It's not as if so many people have emailed me this week, McConaughey following last week and said, well, maybe this will die off with our ancestors. Maybe this will, it won't. Because where do you think you acquire information? More is caught than is taught. More is caught than is taught. But there's hope because all it takes is a conversation.
Heard. Look, finally, I want to ask you, what can I do? What's my responsibility? What's your responsibility? Today, tomorrow?
People should take the responsibility proactively to say, you know what? Maybe I'm a part of the problem. Maybe I can fix this issue, not just by being not racist, but by being anti-racist.
Right.
Maybe I can level the playing field and make it a fair fight.
Heard. I came across this Langston Hughes poem, Let America Be America Again. I just wanted to read this one piece that stuck out to me that seems to halo a lot of what we're talking about. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free.
That's powerful.
The land that never has been yet. That's the dream of America.
That's the realest thing that I've truly heard because it's acknowledging America, we've never been what we've aspired to be. We can be, but it's going to take this, and it's going to take those watching this to imitate this with open hearts, ready to listen, ready to learn, and ready to do.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here, man. Thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Uncomfortable Conversations with the Black Man, Matthew McConaughey.
Emmanuel Acho.
We'll see y'all next time.